The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states, and you also get $20 for free if you sign up with the promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN. And welcome everyone to the NBA Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Game Podcast Network. Currently Sunday night, January 18th, around 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, Reichel, once again joined by Lonte Smith. Together, we're going to break down the Monday games in a night show. Terrell had to change his work schedule around. Because of that, we ended up having to pivot to night shows. So if you're looking for the usual record time at 11 a.m., it's not going to happen. So once again, check out the night shows. Should be taking place around 10 p.m. Eastern, I'd say, as a pretty rough estimate. It might vary day to day, but the point is, if you are looking for the podcast in the morning, it's fine. We recorded it at night, so keep that in mind. But either way, I'm here joined with Lonte. Lonte, how's it going with you? What's up?
Good. The NFL was pretty good. I know it was an NBA show, but yeah, that's why we were a little delayed. Man, that was a hell of a game. But yeah, outside of that, man, NBA's been good. I think we did well in the last podcast that we did together on Friday. So hopefully we can just keep that momentum rolling.
Yeah, definitely should be fun with the NBA. I know most people have not really been following it that much the last few days. So because people have been focused on football, great game. Bears going home. Nice job by the Rams. Seahawks-Rams Part 3, which is definitely nice. So that should be fun. Besides that, though, you have New England against Jarrett Stidham. So we'll see how that goes on the other side. But either way, a point is for the NBA, of course, you have the crazy shootout between Ant and Wemby on Saturday night. And for Sunday, really not much drama. You had 3 games, and they all weren't very good that went final. The Hornets are burying the Nuggets, so really nothing to talk about for Sunday besides the Grizzlies and the Magic splitting the international series. That's basically it, right?
Yeah, I mean, and Ja coming back, man, he had a hell of a game coming back. I think he had like 20 10 and 4 in like the first 2.5 quarters. So he played well. And you got obviously the Kuminga stuff that's floating around, and then you got Mitchell Robinson who's like posting stuff on Instagram. Like, is he about to get traded?
He always posts stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, I was like,
it's a bunch of cryptic posts.
Like,
he sometimes uses Facebook, and you might remember he had clips of him practicing 3-pointers during the offseason. Remember that from like a year or two ago?
Yeah, but it's weird though. He's like, I don't know. It's weird. So I don't know what's going on with the Knicks. But yeah, we'll get to them though.
Well, the Knicks are falling apart, but that's a separate story that we'll get to another point. But either way, once again, nothing to really talk about for Sunday. The games have been very underwhelming, and nobody watched them because they were watching football. So there you go. Anyway, before we get into the actual games for Monday, a reminder that if you want to check out the merch store, we have a nice discount code for you. New Year, New Gear. SGPN merch store has a bunch of new items for the new year. And right now, get 10% off everything with the promo code 2026. Once again, if you want some NBA Gambling Podcast merch, check out the merch store, code once again, 2026 for 10% off everything in the SGPN merch store. So moving on to the actual card here for Monday. First game, Bucks taking on the Hawks. Both teams look horrific, but the Hawks are favored by 2.5, and the over-under's 230.5. Now, we know that Trey got traded. CJ showed up. Hawks fans already hate him. Jalen has not been very good since Trey got traded, but then again, Trey was injured and he wasn't actually doing much anyway when he was on Atlanta, and now Washington sat him indefinitely. For Milwaukee, I mean, this team stinks. They don't even have an injury excuse. They're just bad. Giannis is healthy. They're still getting buried every game. Both teams have been getting killed for the last week or two, and both teams really can't guard anybody. So I like the over because I think that either defense could no-show what both teams can, but I think each team could get to 115. So I like the over in this game as my favorite play. For the side, I guess I'm on Milwaukee because at least Giannis can do something, but give me the over, and that's basically it. Lonte, what do you like for this game?
Yeah, I love the over. You talked about the 115 thing. I mean, it's a perfect example. Milwaukee's given up 115 plus in 3 of the last 5, and Atlanta's given up 115 plus in 3 straight. So that's like literally right on the number, and we'll get over that number pretty easily. The number, like matchup wise, I think it favors Atlanta because they have the like requisite size to be able to at least try to contain Giannis. You know what I mean? And then they have the guard play. I guess they have the upper hand in the guard play, but I just don't trust Milwaukee to kind of exploit anything dealing with the Hawks defense. So I'm just betting a lot of pace. Hopefully Milwaukee will knock down some threes because I think Atlanta will be able to score their portion. The only part would be Milwaukee's, scoring if Atlanta's defense does get a little bit better because I don't think it's quite as bad as it's shown in the last 3 games. But Atlanta, I mean, they're not good at home. ATS 7-12 ATS at home, 7-15 as a favorite. Now, obviously, a lot of that has to be factored into, lineup configurations and things of that nature. But I can't trust the Bucks. I really don't trust either side, so I'm staying away. But I love the over though. Like you said, I think we'll see a lot of pace, a lot of free throws as well. I think we'll see a ton of free throws, and that always helps scoring with the clock stop. So I'm going over 230.5.
I mean, if I told you blindly one of these defenses allowed 120, you'd be like, sure. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, I think that's going to help out the total, so give me the over for this one. Moving on to what could be game of the night. Thunder are on the road, laying 6.5 against the Cavs. The over-under is 234.5. So Cleveland has had a bit of a weird stretch recently because they've been up and down. They swept the Philly series. Shout out to Tyson, who had 39 points. A massive choke job by Philly down the stretch on Friday night, but either way, a win's a win. Mobley had the nice game-winning shot there, and Philly punted a game they should have won. But either way, Cleveland has been up and down. The Thunder, after struggling in a bit of a slump there mid-season, they are officially back on track. They've won 5 in a row, and they have looked really sharp. They've won 9 of their last 13. Lost to Miami, though, in their last game by 2. Classic Miami game. They'll just randomly blow a 19-point lead to Boston in one game, and then they'll beat OKC in the next game. They're just classic Miami, but either way. The point is the Thunder have been quite good lately. Cleveland in a win. It was a very nice win against Philly, but they still looked quite underwhelming for a decent portion of that game. Mitchell was horrible. I know he almost had a triple-double in that game, but his shot was off the entire game. We know Garland's been injured. Tyson just carried them down basically the main bulk of the game for 39. I'm still on OKC. I mean, the team's playing better. I know Jalen Williams is banged up, but still, I'll go with the Thunder because I trust their defense. And if Mitchell doesn't have it, I'll dare Tyson to drop in another 30-plus points. Give me OKC minus 6.5.
Yeah, I like the other side. I like Cleveland. We talked about it last podcast. Cleveland's going to be kind of a buy-on team for me going forward, especially after All-Star. But I do think that they have a little bit of I think they can give the Thunder a little bit of issues, especially with the way that Mitchell has been playing. And without J-Dub, that's like one less defender that they have, so they'll be relying a lot more on Caruso and Queso as well. But I do think the size of Cleveland can kind of wear them down a little bit, can wear OKC down a little bit. They probably want to play a little bit more in the half court, which OKC is fine with doing. But you want to probably play through Mobley a little bit more and have Donovan off the ball, or on the ball, a little bit more so he can facilitate. But I think it's a good spot for Cleveland. I mean, they're back home after that series. It's like a baseball series with Philly. Third straight road game in 5 days for OKC, obviously without J-Dub. And, they've been underwhelming. I mean, they're 4-6 ATS the last 10. Their defense has still been really good. They have 2 of the last 3 opponents under 100, which is why I kind of like the dog. I think it'd be a low-scoring game, and obviously that tends to go with a dog. So I'm going dog and under. I think we can see, like, low 100s, man. I'm thinking like a 10, maybe 105, 102 type of game.
I mean, I was also a fan of Cleveland team total under, so I feel like we're kind of seeing eye to eye there, but I'll just go with OKC to get the job done in this one. Moving on to the next game, Clippers, nice road win in Toronto in overtime. Nice comeback without Kawhi. So I cashed my lock last episode. I got bailed out because Kawhi ended up sitting and they found a way to win anyway. But Clippers have been rolling, simply put, and you're looking at the Wizards who stink. The Wizards, I said, are actively tanking. It's why Trae Young is not playing. I'm sure if it was a playoff series, he would be playing. But they already shut him down until the All-Star break because they know what the goal is, get the number 1 pick, and the Wizards have been going through it as they have lost 6 in a row, and the last game against Denver was the only loss by single digits. So they have been getting killed during the stretch. Whether Kawhi plays or not, I really don't care. Just give me the Clippers. The team's playing good basketball. The chemistry's there. The Wizards are just punting games left and right, and they can't guard anybody. Good enough for me. Give me the Clippers minus 7.5. Thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much took all my thunder. I mean, like Washington 1-5, ATS last 6. The losses 13, 14, 19, and 21. The Clippers were in that range. Like they were laying 11.5 at home on 114, and they won by 19. So I don't. Why did it move 5 points? I mean, it's not a home court advantage. They don't have a ton of home court advantage, and the Clippers have 2 full days off. So even if they get Kawhi back, I mean, even if they don't get Kawhi back,
Kawhi's out. Kawhi's out for at least 2 more games. But the question
okay.
is Kawhi worth 5 points?
He's not.
And I would argue no.
Not against this team. Not against this team.
Yeah. So I think the Clippers should be 9.5, 10.5.
Yeah, I thought it should be closer to maybe like 9.5. So I think the number is outrageous. I mean, the Clippers won and covered eight of the last 10. They're playing extremely well. Harden's playing extremely well also, and this is the kind of game that he can kind of dictate with those younger guards. They'll kill in the pick and roll. I will look for Harden double as well. I think he'll be really able to like get into the gaps and kick the shooters. Obviously, he'll be able to score with ease with the way Washington defends. So I'm going Clippers. I mean, Clippers are. I mean, this open 6.5. It's only going to go one way. So I would go ahead and get into that right now if you can.
I also like Zubac in the matchup because the Wizards can't rebound. So I think it's a good spot for Zubac as well. Moving on to the next game, Mavericks taking on the Knicks. So we're going to get to the Knicks earlier in the show. Damn, they've been bad. But either way, Dallas, we know, is not very good. You're looking at Dallas on the road this season, 4-14. Knicks are 16-5 at home. The Knicks are laying 10.5. The over-under's 230.5. Knicks did lose to the Suns at home in their last game and got booed off the floor. Probably rightfully so, because it has been a rough stretch for the Knicks, as the Knicks have lost, 8 of their last 10. It's been a mess. We know Brunson has been banged up, so that's a big reason for the recent struggles, but Knicks fans seem to have had enough with Cat already, because defensively he's a mess. But either way, Brunson updated status here. He's questionable for Monday, so we really don't know. The Knicks peaked when they won the NBA Cup. I got nothing else to really add there. Do you want to lay 10.5 with the Knicks? Because Flag, we know, hurt his ankle. Let me see if he's going to play in this game.
I think he's out.
He's a game-time call, so we don't know yet. He might play. So both him and Brunson are maybes. Do you want to lay 10.5 with the Knicks right now? Because Dallas, I know, is not great, but the Knicks have been good at home, but I don't trust them at all. I'll go for Dallas plus 10.5.
Yeah, I would go with Dallas as well, with or without Flag. I mean, you might want to wait to see if Flag's in, Brunson. If Flag's out, Brunson in. That would probably drive the number up a little bit more. But yeah, I'll be on the Dallas side regardless. I'll just wait and see because I think it's a little bit baked in, but not fully. So if Flag doesn't play and Brunson doesn't play, it may stay around the same. So I don't think you'll lose any value there. I would go with Dallas. I mean, you just can't bet New York right now. I mean, they have a ton of issues. You talked about it. They've lost 8 of 10, failed to cover in 7 of those. Now, half of those did come on the road, and you talked about their home splits. I mean,
they did just lose to the Suns in their last game at home, just to be clear.
Yeah, but I mean, I really just don't trust them right now to lay this big of a number. Maybe to get a win, obviously, yeah. But Dallas is feisty enough to where they can keep it, manageable. But one thing I do like is the over. What is it? 220. It shot up on
230.5.
It opened. I think 230 is still reasonable. The Knicks are over in 13 or 22 at home. Dallas defense struggles mainly on the perimeter. So if Brunson does play, it's a little bit more ball movement. If he doesn't play, it's a little bit more ball movement, a lot more pace. Dallas has allowed 120 plus in 3 of their last 5. All of those were at home, so I can only imagine how that defense is going to be on the road. I'm going to take Dallas on the side, but I love the over a little bit more than the side.
I just can't believe a Mike Brown coach team can't play defense. I'm just shocked that this is the outcome we got to. No, I mean, look, I'm not sure if it mattered who the coach was, because even with Thibodeau last year, the defense wasn't great because you have Brunson and Cat on the same team, and they're both arguably traffic cones, which is not going to be a fun time. I do think that the Knicks, of course, could be getting a bit more. You could argue from either Anunoby or Bridges or even Hart. I mean, that could be a potential area of improvement. But in general, yeah, long story short, thank you for the 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. I really appreciate it. I love how Knicks fans argue with the Nets fans about how, well, the picks aren't going to be that great because they'll be a playoff team. I don't give a damn. You gave up 5 picks for Mikal Bridges. What are you talking about? Yeah, of course the Nets won the trade. What the hell are we talking about? Mikal Bridges is a non-all-star 3-and-D player. You agree with that? You think Bridges is an all-star caliber player? Because I think that he's probably right beneath it. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah. I mean, I like Bridges. I mean, I don't
think he's bad.
Yeah,
I don't think he's an all-star player.
Not first rounders for him, but yeah, I kind of.
Do you think he's an all-star caliber player?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
I think he's a little bit below that. Do you think he's better than OG Anunoby?
That's a good question. It probably just depends on what day.
When healthy, I think I would take Anunoby if I had to pick between the two of them.
Well,
Health is a concern. I know Bridges plays every game, but I think
yeah,
Anunoby's better when he's on the court than Bridges is.
yeah, I'm looking at Bridges when he was on the Suns, and I'm thinking of like that's like his ceiling.
Also a long time ago.
Yeah, and then OG on the Raptors. Like if they were not together and in two different places, I'm trying to figure how that would work. But they obviously had their own separate scenarios because he had Kawhi beside him, and then he had Bridges had Booker, 8 and CP3. Like so, it's I think it's kind of a coin flip. But like I wouldn't disagree if somebody was saying, "Hey, I'll take OG over Mikal." Like I don't think it's egregious.
It's fine. The point that I'm trying to make is that the Knicks spent a lot of draft capital and a bunch of money on flawed players. Bridges is a good all-around player, but he just doesn't have that offensive punch that you're kind of looking for when you're trading 5 first-round picks and a swap. You're hoping he can give you an average of like 22, and he's just not that kind of guy. I think that you can argue that Brunson and Cat defensively are automatically going to limit your team's upside because they can't guard anybody. And we've seen that in postseasons, and not to mention the injury history of a lot of guys on the roster. Yeah, 5 first-round picks. Thank you. I appreciate it as a Nets fan. Anyway, before we get into the rest of the actual card, I agree about the over, by the way, for that game. A reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, Avo. So you can make more money betting on sports with Avo. It's AVO. AVO is the best sports betting tool that helps you make a profit every time you decide to place bets with arbitrage and plus EV opportunities. Get it faster than from the competitors. And a reminder that they have a very organized platform. You'd also use video guides if you want to get some step-by-step information on how to do some arbitrage, etc. But when you do end up checking out Avo and you want to sign up, go to avo.bet. Use the code SGPN for $18 off. That's avo.bet, code SGPN for $18 off your purchase. We're also brought to you by Kalshi, real money prediction market available in every state. So you can trade markets in sports like the NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. Plus, you can also trade props like first touchdowns. Besides sports, they have other options like politics, entertainment, and even the weather. And if you want to check out Kalshi, new customers get $20 when they sign up with the code SGPN. That's Kalshi, Kalshi, code SGPN for $20 for free at sign up at Kalshi. Welcome back, everyone, to the NBA Game Podcast. Finished going through the first couple games for the Monday card. Time to move on into the next game. The Jazz taking on the Spurs. Massive spread. Spurs are laying 15.5, rightfully so. Bit of revenge, because Utah, I remember, actually beat the Spurs earlier this season, so a bit of a revenge there. Spurs, though, survived an Ant 55 piece, because Wemby had 39, and they won the game anyway. But they're laying a massive number. We know Utah can be quite feisty, mainly at home, but occasionally on the road. Do you want to lay 15.5 with San Antonio? Because if they're motivated after losing to this team previously, they might win by 30. And with this total, they might score 135 points. So I like the over, and I like San Antonio.
Yeah, I like San Antonio. I like their team total over a lot more. Utah's given up 125 plus in 4 of the last 5. And the Spurs offense kind of picked up over the last 2 games. We talked about them struggling prior. I think they were like under 110 points in like 7 of their last 8 or 6 of the last 8 or something like that. But the offense has kind of got a little bit more flow to it. They're putting Wemby in the mid post a little bit more, which is kind of allowing him to kind of see the floor and like spray out to those shooters or have a clear driving lane. They can't really double them a ton in the middle of the floor. So I think that's opened up a lot. This is a 4th straight game for Utah. 5 if you count, the back-to-back to Dallas. I mean, it was still a road game, but they didn't have to travel. So maybe some tired legs there. 3rd straight home game for the Spurs. They're really good at home, 11, 8, and 1 ATS. You talked about the revenge spot, 127, 114 back in December. I think they get the payback here. I would lay it. Like, this will be a number I would lay. But I like the team total over. It's not out yet, but when they post it, I'm guessing it'll be, what do we got? 240, 120? I'm guessing it'll be about 120-ish, something like that, 123-ish. So
no, it's going to be higher than that. You're looking at like 127.5.
You think so?
Because it's 127, and probably more. Because you're looking at 128, 113. It will get you to a total of 241. So it's probably around 128.5.
Yeah, 125. Yeah, I would
massive number.
I think they can get to 130. Yeah, that's fine.
I think they do too, but I'll go with the Spurs. I'll go with the regular over because we know Utah can sometimes get track meet games and they'll score 120 but give up 140, and who cares? So give me the over in that one. Anyway, moving on to the next game. Pacers taking on the Sixers. Sixers are laying 7.5. So the line actually did move a little bit. 7.5, the over-under is 228.5. Now, Indiana's been better lately. We saw them beat New Orleans in one game, and then they played Detroit, and damn, that game was over quickly. I think it was 21-2, and they lost by 41 plus. They lost by 40 plus points. So it was an ass kicking, and they no-showed the entire game. As for this game, though, the Sixers are off the loss to the Cavs, where they probably should have won and fell apart down the stretch. But for this game, we know Indiana does have size. You could argue that's a good Huff game because Huff can shoot threes and Embiid really can't get out on the perimeter defensively. But Indiana's 2-17 on the road. Philly's only 10-11 at home. But I think I'll be on Philly in this game. I prefer Philly first half. I think Philly, after that loss to Cleveland, jumps Indiana at home. I think they'll play well early. Will they hold on to it? I don't know. But I'll go for Philly early. Give me Philly first half minus 4.5, give or take, minus 4.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's a good angle to put it. I didn't think about it like that, but I do. I do like that. I like Philly overall. I mean, I think this is a good spot for them. They had a tough weekend against Cleveland. We talked about it. Prior to that, they had covered like 6 of their previous 8. So they've been kind of rolling a little bit. Indy's been playing really well, but all of those, like a lot of that success is coming at home. And they are 3 games under on the road. Matchup-wise, I think it's a lot better with the wings that they're able to put on Pascal. And they have the size on the interior to be able to do some things to the Pacers that those other teams could not do. And they don't mind running as well. So I think all this adds up to like a 10, 11-point win for the 76ers. So I'm going to go with the Sixers to get it done here.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I'll go for the first half instead. Moving on to the next game, Suns taking on the Nets. Suns are laying 7.5. No travel because they did play in MSG a couple days ago. Nets, though, we saw punt the game against Chicago today. They almost punted the game on Friday. They blew like a 16-point lead with 6 minutes to go, but they held on to win at the end and decided, you know what, we're on a back-to-back coming up. Porter Jr. sit out game 1. So I'm assuming Porter Jr. will be back for this game. Let me just quickly check to see if that is true. But we know the Nets, whenever Porter Jr. doesn't play, is a guaranteed fade. When he plays, they're backable. I'm assuming Porter Jr. is going to play in this game. I'm going to go with Phoenix in this game. The Nets have been really bad in the fourth quarter lately of games, and I do think that the Suns can find an opening there. If it's very degen, I like the Suns' fourth quarter in this game. The Nets have been brutal late in games lately, whether Porter Jr. plays or not. Phoenix is also just very good defensively. It's why the total's so low, and the Nets still can't really score. So I don't mind the under in this game, but I'll go with Phoenix because I'm not sure the Nets break 105. So give me Phoenix and give me the under.
Yeah, I like Phoenix and under as well. I'll even throw a little side money on the team total under for the Nets. Did you see the guy who commented on Michael Porter Jr.'s Instagram was like, please, can you stop playing so we can lose? And he was like, oh, my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Nets are realizing it. That's why they're sitting him a bit more.
Yeah. So
it's really, if you actually look at the game log of games where Porter Jr. doesn't play, they barely get to 100 points in every single game.
I mean, rightfully so. They don't have the guys to be able to compete right now.
Shout out to Cam Thomas though today. I think he had 3 points, 10 assists. Who would have thought? But they got killed anyway. So there you go.
That's crazy. But yeah, I like the Suns, man. I think the Suns like ATS profile is really impressive and underrated at the same time. Like they're
good.
They're 15-2 as a favorite ATS. Yeah. 15-8 on the road ATS, 30-12 overall. Like they are really, really good. And I was wrong about them coming in.
I think we all were. Even Jalen Green's barely played when you think about it. One of the guys that got back 4 Durant's barely played.
Yeah, I would probably move him, to be honest. And he can. I think he's.
I would keep him for a little bit. You got to at least see what you have. He's barely played. I think you got to give him the test run.
Yeah, I would try to flip him. I don't even want to see it, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, but the way their team is made up, I would try to flip him. Somebody will give them something for him. Like
he's still young.
Yeah, but I like Phoenix. I like under. I mean, Brooklyn's been competitive, but against bad teams, like Phoenix is playing well. I think they should roll here. Brooklyn, they can't score. That's why I like the team total under. Phoenix defense has been incredible over the past few weeks.
Yes.
I'm going to take under. 13 of 21 Brooklyn home games have gone under, and when Phoenix is favored, 12 of the 17 times they go under. So all those trends point to under. I'm going to take the under and take Phoenix Suns.
Also, a reminder, I mentioned it last week. Do you want to guess how many wins the Nets have this season on back-to-backs?
How many wins? I don't even know how many wins they have total.
I believe they've played 7 back-to-backs this season. It's either 7 or 8.
I'll say 1-7 or 1-6.
0.
Close enough.
They're the worst back-to-back team in the league. So I'll fade the Nets again on a back-to-back. Moving on to the next game, Celtics taking on the Pistons, which could be the other game of the night. If you don't like the Cavs, then this is your game of the night. The Pistons, though, are laying 3.5. The over-under is 223.5. These teams have kind of killed each other so far this season. It's been a very fun collection of games, and the Celtics have been rolling. I mean, the Celtics did lose 2 in a row to the Spurs and the Pacers. Bad loss there. That was the illegal screen press conference by Mazzulla. Since then, they beat the Pelicans and ended up beating the Heat and the Hawks. They trailed by like 19 in that Heat game. Came back and won, and they had like 120 points in 3 quarters against Atlanta. That game was over very quickly. I think they scored 52 in the third quarter, second quarter. Like it was ugly. But Detroit does lead 2-1. All 3 games have been decided by less than 8 points. So these teams really, really are close. And you can argue Detroit has an advantage at home, but Boston has been quite good this season. In Detroit, they played once. Detroit won by 6. The last 2 meetings were in Boston. Detroit won the last one by 7. I think I'll go Detroit minus 3.5, but this will be an absolute war. Like, this is going to be a really good game. I like the under. You've seen the last game was a rock fight, kind of Atlanta 217. I see that kind of game. I see it being ugly, physical. I think they'll kill each other. And I think Cade shuts the door. So I'll go with the Pistons to win by about 5. I like Pistons 1-10. That's my main thought.
Yeah, that's fair. I think all the things that you just described are what you would want if you're back in Detroit. You want it to be a physical game. You don't want Boston to get up a ton of threes. And like you said, they got familiarity. I hope we see this series in the playoffs.
Me too.
But I'm going to go with Detroit as well.
This has like a 6 or a 7 game series written all over it.
Yeah. A couple things working in Detroit's favor. They're on the back end of their homestand, so they haven't moved at all. Mm-hmm. Their only loss within that span was when they played without everybody, and they still almost won that game, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, they got killed in that game, but that was the only time that they really kind of lost. So they've been good in this homestand. Their defense has been incredible. I mean, they have 4 of the last 5 opponents to under 100 points. So the game that you just described, that's how Detroit has.
That's how they win.
Yeah, and Boston has to win by scoring a lot. I mean, this is their 4th straight road game. They do play well on the road, 14-8 ATS, but I do think Detroit can control the game with their physicality. I think the defense will be stepped up a notch. Obviously, the familiarity's there, so half-court game, Detroit's going to control the pace. So I'm going to take Detroit minus the 3.5. I think Boston actually took some money and opened 4.5, so that's something to watch out for.
Yeah. Once again, wait for the injury report, see if anything else pops up, but it should be a fun game either way. Moving on to the last game. Wait, what did you say?
You think Tatum comes back this year?
Tatum coming back is a serious question.
He said he was ready.
I know. He's been saying that for 5 months. I don't know if that means anything to me. Boston was going into this year as a puntier, and now they're actually good. The East is open. I'll put it this way. If he's going to come back, it'll be with a couple weeks left in the regular season. It will be last minute, like maybe game 72. And you just give him a couple of weeks, about a month, let him play 15, 20 minutes, and then check him out in the playoffs, right? I mean, that's kind of the approach, but do I think Tatum's going to play next week? No. I think Boston's smart enough to know to wait. I think he will play this season. I'm going to say yes, because I think Boston's not going to be a one-and-done playoff team. So I think Boston will be around long enough for Tatum to make a long enough recovery for him to get the green light. Right. So my answer is briefly at the end.
Yeah, because he's coming up on a year, right? Like, he got hurt in the second round, right?
Yeah, he got hurt against the Knicks.
Yeah, so it's coming up on a year. He should, like you said, I think they'll try to ramp him up a little bit, maybe bring him off the bench, get him some up and down pace. It's
like Sabonis right now, like 15, 20 minutes, just throw him out there off the bench, see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to ask that.
But I think he will play. I think this team is too good to punt.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I'll ask you, if Tatum comes back, and let's say Tatum is fully healthy, starting in round 2, are they your pick to win the Eastern Conference?
Shit,
they might be. I don't know.
Yeah, they
How many good teams are in the East? The Knicks are supposed to be good. They're not very good. The Cavs are supposed to be good. They're not very good. Detroit's good. They probably are going to trade for somebody at some point. I mean, you can make an argument Boston with Tatum, assuming full health, is easily the best team in the conference.
Yeah, he won't be fully healthy until next year, though. But
correct. Fine, 60%. Is that still good enough? It might be.
It might be. It might be for the right matchups. If they can wait, if they can like hold off and get Detroit like Eastern Conference Finals, yeah, they can beat it. They can beat everybody. Detroit is the only team that I think they'll struggle with because of the physicality, because of what K can do. Like I really just think that Detroit is a good matchup for them. And Tatum, because they don't have a wing, Tatum is the perfect guy to kind of exploit that. So yeah, I think Detroit will be tough. But anybody else, I think they can get.
That's kind of my point, is that I think this team's too good to sit Tatum out entirely when you have a chance to go to the finals. That's kind of where I'm at. But either way, moving on to the next game, Heat taking on the Warriors. Warriors are laying 6.5. The over-unders at 238.5. Don't look now, but the Warriors have been surging lately. They're currently 24-19. They have won 5 of the last 6, and they're at home taking on Miami. Miami's bad on the road. They're 7-13. They played earlier this season in November in Miami. Miami did win that game by 14. I don't know what to think of Miami. I mean, they're 22-20. They're alternating wins and losses. You beat Phoenix after blowing a 19-point lead anyway. You won. You blew the same lead against Boston the game after, and then you threw Ware under the bus for no reason. And then you came back after and played OKC, and you won outright. So I don't know what to think of Miami. This is a classic Miami spot of them getting points, and they're suddenly going to be competitive in this game. So I'll go Miami, but Golden State could win this game. They've been quite good lately. But based on the Miami history, and it's kind of a system play, I'll take Miami at home, on the road, who's the pure Jekyll and Hyde team. Give me Miami plus 6.5. I don't mind Golden State 1-10.
Yeah, I love Miami in a spot. You talked about it, just like erratic. And I think that's kind of what you want, taking points in this specific matchup. I'm not a real big Warriors guy. They've been playing
better lately, though, to give them.
Yeah, they've been playing well, but their wins are not like the quality of them are not high. They've benefited from other teams like injury luck on a back-to-back. Like they played the Knicks without Brunson. I think the other few wins were I think they beat Charlotte. Charlotte's playing better, so that's a halfway decent win. And like it's not a lot of meat on the bone. Whereas the last 4 games, I mean, Miami's played OKC twice, Boston, and Phoenix. They split in those, which is, I mean, probably what you
should. They should have gone 3-1.
Yeah, it's probably what you want to get out of that is at least a split. They're 12-8 ATS on the road. I think they match up well with Golden State as well.
The size should be a massive problem for Golden State if they actually give Ware and Bam a bunch of playing time. Right, I'm not sure how Golden State's going to combat that.
Right, and Miami's actually won 4 straight versus Golden State, 2 of those in chasing. So I'm gonna take Miami. I think they're live to win this outright.
Yeah, it's a Jimmy Butler revenge game for his teammates in Miami.
Yeah, is he playing?
That's the big question for Butler.
Yeah. This number would say he's playing.
He ducked them last time.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but he set the play. So there you go. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for all the games. Before we get into the lock and dog picks, a reminder they're brought to you by our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. We'll give out an entry in a few minutes, but a reminder you can win up to 5,000 times your money. And a reminder that they bring the playoff magic all playoffs along every playoff weekend. Open the app, see what promos are waiting for you. Also, if you are new at Underdog, great sign-up deal. Play just $5, $75 bonus funds when you sign up with the promo code NBA SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. They've been great this NFL playoffs and this regular season as well. Check them out for props and for models. Check them out for other sports as well. They have college basketball. They have college football. A bunch of stuff to choose from. When it comes to models, they have golf too. So if you want to check out some golf, check out Rhythm. But a reminder, if you want to check out the actual models, a couple ways to do it. You can either copy the Rhythm model, the house model, and just use their picks. You can copy one from the leaderboard or build one from scratch. If you want to check out models and sports betting, Rhythm is definitely the place to go. And if you want to go premium with your membership, use the code SGPN25 when you sign up for the account. And when you download the app, you get a 25% off discount for your first month. That's Rhythm, RATHMM, code SGPN25 for 25% off your first month at Rhythm. Welcome back, everyone, to the NBA podcast. Finished going through all of the games for Monday. Time to go on into the lock and dog picks. Lonte, let you go first as always. What's going to be your lock and dog for the show?
Yeah, for the lock, I'm going to take some low-hanging fruit, man. We're going to go with the Clippers minus 7.5. I think it is right now. I think that number is probably going to end up closing a little bit higher.
It should.
Yeah, it's already taken some money. It opened 6.5. I just think from a numbers perspective, I mean, I'm just looking at numbers. It just doesn't make sense for a 4-point move, like 4 or 5-point move, because of a switch of venue. And if Kawhi's going to be out, I don't think that's already baked in. Like, it doesn't matter as much in this specific matchup. So I don't think the move is warranted. They got 2 full days off. the Clippers should manhandle this Washington team. It should be over early. Maybe if you want to go first half, that might be a little bit of better angle for you as well, thinking that the Clippers take the foot off the gas. But I like the full game. I think they'll be fine. The reserves have been playing better. Jordan Miller's playing good. You talked about
he had some big threes against Toronto.
Yeah, I think Zubac's a big matchup nightmare as well. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna lay the 7.5 with them for the dog. I'm gonna take Miami. I think Miami can win it outright. They've had success against them. They're a erratic team, so they could win by 20. They could get blown out by 20. So I'm gonna take them to win. And I don't even to win by much, just by 1. So they got a tough strength of schedule. Had a few days off to get right. They play well on the road as far as covering numbers. I'm not really in love with Golden State. I want to see them against a quality team. And Miami's like right on that cut line of being they're an average team, I would say. But sometimes they can play up to their competition and play a little bit better. So I'm going to take them to win the game outright. I like Miami.
Yeah, for my lock, simply put, I'm taking what you took. Give me the Clippers on -7.5. I don't have a choice. I mean, I've been mentioning to blindly fade the Wizards for the last couple of weeks. When they shut down, they traded for Trae Young just to sit him until the All-Star break. This team has no intentions of winning at all. They can't guard anybody. They can't rebound. And the Clippers, even without Kawhi, went into Toronto. Toronto's not a bad Eastern Conference team, and they won. Nice comeback down the stretch. Harden was 2 of 15 from 3. And they still won the game in Toronto. So I like how the team's playing. They've been on fire. Give me the Clippers -7.5 as well as my lock for the show. For the dog, this is where it gets a bit tricky because I was thinking if I wanted to go for a potential alt spread on Phoenix, actually, because I think Phoenix might bury the Nets in this game. Thought about maybe an alt over in the Bucks game as well, but that line actually jumped 2 points since we went live on the show. I don't trust the Mavericks enough to win outright. So you know what? I think I am going to go for an alt line. I've said it before. I think I know my team pretty well. The Nets are 0 straight up on back-to-backs this season. I know Porter Jr. did not play today on Sunday, so he's going to play on Monday. I don't know if I really care. Like, the Suns defensively are so damn good that I just think the Nets can't score against this team. Give me Phoenix -10.5 at +155. I think they win this game by 15, give or take. And the Nets might not get to 100. So give me the Suns with no travel because they ended up playing in MSG a couple days ago. Give me the Suns minus the 10.5 at +155 as my dog for the show. Moving on to Underdog. We might be a bit limited with our options for Underdog here because it is overnight. But Lonte, any players you want to target for Underdog?
Yeah, I like Harden, man. I like Harden on PA. I think that's a really. I don't know if that's available though.
I do not see it available.
Yeah, so we'll have to pivot. Let's see what else I like.
I'm just gonna quickly see on my database. I'll switch over to see which current lines are available on Underdog.
Yeah. What about? I would look at Cade and I would look at Cade and Jaylen Brown PRA. I think both of those guys have good games.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm just seeing if there's anything available. Who did you say?
Cade and Jaylen.
Okay, I don't see Cade. I don't see Jaylen either. Okay, let me just see what we got going here. Well, hang on a second. I see Harden listed to some degree. You said PA?
PA, yeah. I like
yeah, that's here. I don't know why it didn't show up before. It's at 37.5.
Yeah, love that.
You can get his assists alone at 8.5, which I like to.
Yeah, whatever.
I think I just want the assists.
Yeah, whatever you want to go.
Yeah, I'll go 8.5. I think 8.5 is too low. There's a chance they also blow him out, so Harden might not stat pad his points at the end. So I'll go for the assists on that one. Let me just see if there's anything else I'm interested in. I mean, Zubac has a good matchup if you want to go for the pairing there, but we don't really need it. Let me just see if there's anything else. I mean, do you think Giannis is a good matchup against Atlanta, or you don't want to bother?
Yeah, I don't like that matchup against them. They got a lot of size on the interior that they can rotate against them.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of options here. Well, we have the Pacers against Embiid, and I do like J-Huff 3s at 1.5.
Yeah, that's fine. I like J-Huff.
Because Embiid's not going to be able to get out there, so that's fine. And is there any other player you want to go after?
Yeah, I like Castle, PRA.
Okay, let me just see if Castle's listed. Oh, you said PRA, that is at 30.5.
Yeah, I think Castle has a big day against that defense.
Okay, works for me. Cool. So once again, the 3-pick underdog entry, we are going to go with Stephon Castle. We're going to go with his higher 30.5 PRA. We're going to go with Harden higher on his 8.5 assists, and Jay Huff higher 1.5 made 3-pointers. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the night show. Let us know down below. We don't really have a choice now because Terrell had his hours changed for his job. But either way, let us know down below if you enjoyed the night show or if we need to tweak anything. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Lonte, anything else you want to add?
That's it, man. It's the first one. Hopefully, if we win, I'm pretty sure they don't care what time the show is. So hopefully we can just get some winners.
Yeah, there you go. Cool. Anyway, till next